Hi, my name is Gardner Humphreys, and I'm the College and Career Specialist here at Marshall High School. I want to show you some of the great things that you can do with Family Connection to help you plan out your options for your college and career plans. The first thing I want to do is tell you how to get there. You start out with your student or Blackboard View account, and you go to your Blackboard dashboard. Family Connection will be on the left-hand side usually, and look for the Family Connection logo. Click on that and you can get started. That will automatically open up the Family Connection site. Here's what the Family Connection homepage looks like. You can do a lot of great things with Family Connection, but the best part about it, it has personal information that you can't get anywhere else. Personal information about your own grades and also about colleges and George C. Marshall High School and how we've done in going to different types of schools all over the country and all over the world. One thing you can do is take a look at colleges closely and do some research. You can do the traditional kind of research and you can see kind of what majors they offer and where they're at. And for example, take a look at the University of Alabama here. You can see things obviously like the average price for a family with an income like yours. You can see the graduation rate, you can see the acceptance rate, and you can see how many other colleges that people who apply to Alabama usually also apply to. But you can also get a very good idea about what people study and choose for their majors there as well. That's going to be on this section right here. You can see other things on top like the student to faculty ratio, how many students retain, that's come back for their second year, their sophomore year there of college, and the graduation rate again. But you can also see down here at the bottom what people are majoring in, how many people are choosing the arts, or how many choosing business or other majors. And you can get a real idea of what the diversity of academic interests is in that college. Another thing that you can really check out is what the student body is like. So you can see kind of what the breakdown is in terms of gender and ethnicity and part of the country where people come from and whether or not they're in state or out of state. And that's a very useful thing if you're trying to make sure you're going to be happy there and whether the college reflects the kind of life that you want to live in. Another thing you can do is just check out the admission requirements. And that is when you can see the answer to questions like, do they require, say, a foreign language? Or are there other things like certain level of science or math that they really like to see? So that's going to be right there under the admissions category. Another thing you can see very well is also the admission successes. So you can take a look at how hard or easy that college has been to get into for students from Marshall. And that's the thing which you can only get here and nowhere else. If you go on a lot of these national websites, and if you just Google admissions for a college, you're going to get data that's averaged out or come from all over the country or the world. But college admissions is very much a local thing, and people are looking at you at how well you've done in the environment of your school. So we have these graphs which show how the students and the graduates from the past couple years have done in either being accepted or getting denied into that college. So here, for example, is one university, James Madison, and the people on this chart are real graduates. And you can see there's red X's where they did not get in, and there's green checks where they have, and there's circles for people who are waitlisted or deferred. So that's very useful to know if this college is at about the right level of academic challenge and what your uses are, what your chances are for being accepted into that college, because you want a diverse list of schools that you apply to. Maybe ones that are a little bit beyond your reach, and they call that a reach, or maybe ones that are where you are head and shoulders above the normal grades and scores of people who apply there. And those are traditionally called something like a safety, and you might want some that are right in your range. So that's very useful in doing your research. Another thing which you can do here is you can use this tool called the SuperMatch to come up with a lot of college ideas. And this is very useful because you can pick out all of these factors on the left, for example, part of the country, majors the college offers, the cost, all kinds of things, public or private, whether or not they have ROTC on campus, and you can build a list based on these criteria. Now, it is just a computer-generated list, so you're going to want to check your ideas with a counselor or the College and Career Center to figure out if that school is really a quality school in terms of teaching that subject, or respected by graduate schools or employers in that subject. But this is great for generating ideas. And you can compare schools side by side with each other, and you can also save colleges to your list. And that's one of the best things you can do with this, is create a list of colleges you're thinking about and shape it over the years. Take schools off, add new schools, and you can generate a lot of ideas, and you can see how you're doing academically with other people who have gotten into that school. Okay, switching gears, you can also use this to figure out how much a college might cost you. One of the great things here is it has what they call a net price. So you can pick your family's income from a drop-down menu here, and you can see for families with that range of income how much on average they pay for that school, because everyone pays different prices for the same college. And this is a rule of thumb. It doesn't guarantee you'll pay this price, but it's very useful in determining whether or not it's going to be a very expensive college for you or average expensive. And also you can look over here and see how much aid they give, whether or not they give a lot of money out in scholarships that are earned for, say, high grades or scores, or whether they give a lot of money out just based on your family income. So that can be very useful as well. Another thing you can do with Family Connection is start applying for scholarships to help you pay for college. So we've got all of these scholarships listed in here. Some are local, some are in the state of Virginia, and some are all over the country or the world. But these have local scholarships, and those tend to have less competition. So you can start right now, even in 9th grade, building a list of scholarships that you want to apply to, because it takes some time to win some of these. And it also really helps to narrow down the field. So you can look according to certain skills you have or interests or family affiliations like, say, military or religion. So it's very useful to use this and to be building your list over the years while you're at Marshall. One thing you can do is also use this site, Family Connection, to research what you might want to study in college or do for a job someday. It has a regular old list that divides up careers into certain areas. You can check out careers in business, for example, government, hospitality. You can see things like how much these jobs pay, how many new jobs are being created in that field. You can also see often they have a video of what an average day on the job looks like for this career. You can see whether or not these jobs are growing or shrinking, and you can even see things like what sort of classes did people take in high school and college to get ready for this major or this career. So that's a very useful thing. And if you want to just see some suggestions for your own major or career, you can do an assessment in here and save it. It will ask you questions about what you're interested in, what your strengths are, what environments you like to work in, and whether or not you like doing particular tasks or skills, and you can save the results in here and change them over time. So that's a very useful tool. Another thing you can use is this thing called Roadtrip Nation, which shows you on more of kind of a human level how other people have found their inspiration or their path to their favorite careers. And it asks you 3 simple questions. And then you can choose from a whole bunch of different types of categories, and it will show videos created by college students of people who have been very happy and successful in their own careers. And it will tell you kind of how they found their way, how did they learn that they wanted to do this, how did they know that this was what their career was going to be. And you can save your own playlist here and return to it. And you can save several different types of playlists. For example, things that emphasize more creativity or outdoors occupations or, say, problem solving and things like that. So the long and short of it is this is a great tool, and it's excellent to personalize as much of it as you can. I'm going to close out by showing you some of the other things you can get here and not other places. You can take a look at your home page here, and you can see that there's this thing called X2Vol over here. That's a list of volunteer opportunities that's updated every week. You just click on that link, activate your account, and you can see a lot of things posted around the Marshall area, and you can even try to recruit volunteers for your own clubs or activities. Over here, there's a document library. That's got a lot of things in a folder called the College and Career folder, which you can use to find things like internships and summer jobs, and also a scholarship nomination form. And lastly, if you go to the Colleges tab, there's an area called Enrichment Programs, which has hundreds and hundreds of programs all over the world, and many here in Northern Virginia, which are posted by Fairfax County, and they offer enrichment programs like internships and classes, and sometimes volunteering or paid positions, where you can get involved in helping others or learning a certain field, And it's a tremendous experience for you personally. It can also help build your resume, and sometimes it can even help you get paid, although some other programs might cost you as well. So that's a quick look at all the things you can do in Family Connection. I encourage you to explore it, to make some lists, save some lists, update them over time, and maybe even start right now by adding some colleges to your list, or doing one of the assessments, or going in to the About Me, and maybe even doing the game plan, where you do just a short survey about what your plans are, so that you can share your information with counselors and with the College and Career Center, and we can help you better get ready for your life after Marshall. Thank you very much for learning about Family Connection, and please stop in and ask some more questions and learn how to use everything inside it.